In December 1192, Richard would leave the Holy Land, but would travel through what is now modern-day Austria in the Holy Roman Empire. There he would be captured by Leopold of Austria, who would transfer him to the German Emperor Henry VI. Henry VI would hold Richard hostage for a ransom of 100,000 marks to be paid in February 1193. Richard's mother Eleanor, desperate to keep Richard's brother John from the throne, would together with Berengaria raise the money to pay for her son's ransom and would travel to Germany to negotiate the release of Richard. The negotiations would be successful, and Richard would be released in February 1194. Richard, though, instead of returning to his wife in France, would return to England, where he would deal with his treacherous brother John. He would also be crowned King of England at Winchester on the 17th of April 1194 in the presence of his mother rather than Berengaria, who remained in France. Richard was crowned later than Berengaria, due to his long stays in the Holy Land when his father, Henry II, passed away. By this time Richard had not seen Berengaria for 2 years and he was pressured by various courtiers that he should reunite with his queen. He would eventually reunite with Berengaria in Laux later in 1194 in Laux in France. Despite this reunion, Richard would spend most of his time on the project of building a castle galliard, whilst fighting off incursions from Philip II of France. Rumors had started that Richard may find a way of repudiating his marriage to Berengaria, but as he was a close ally with his wife's father, that marriage stayed intact. In March 1199, whilst taking a walk around his military camp during the siege castle of Charlus-Chabrol in his conflict with Philip II, Richard would be struck in the arm by an arrow. Weak in health from his conflict during the Crusades, he would die on the 6th of April 1199, later mostly likely from an infection. Berengaria was not summoned when Richard died, nor did she attend his funeral. Richard would be buried at the family mausoleum at Fontevrault, and Berengaria would visit his grave sometime afterwards and meet with Richard's mother. Having not produced an heir with Richard, the throne went to Richard's brother, John. She was forced to live in the palaces of the Counts of Maine and heavily relied on the support of the French for money. Any money due to her by the English throne was withheld, firstly by King John, then later by his son, Henry III. It is believed that up to 1226, 27 years after Richard's death, money was still due to her. It is believed at the death of King John she was still owed £4,000, but this was all eventually repaid. Berengaria would also be remembered as the only Queen of England who had not stayed in England during her reign. There have been disputed reports, though, that she may have visited Canterbury Cathedral 1216 and 1220, but this has neither been proven or denied. Berengaria's last role in life was to build a Cistercian house at Epinal on land purchased from Louis VIII of France. She would die in December 1230, at an age between 59 to 65. She would be buried in the abbey at Epinal. Her bones were removed from her burial site at some unknown point, but were believed to be discovered again in 1960 in a vault and returned to their rightful resting place at the abbey.